Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. First timers, welcome. Let me tell you what happens on the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I've been working with Grant since 2011, been studying his material since 2003, the entire time. 80, if not 85% of what Grant does about what we do at Cardone Training Technologies, 100% free. So I'm going to go out into cyberspace. I'm going to find the free content that's out there. I'm going to take it, I'm going to break it down, I'm going to dissect it, I'm going to put a little bit of my own 2 cents on it. I'm going to push it back out to you, that you can take it and incorporate it and leverage it into your sales and your business and your life and do what with it? Get some results. That's what you can do with it, okay? So this week we're going to be talking about your sales IQ. There is such a thing, and we'll get into that in just a second. But first, a couple things. Number one, first timers, make sure that you've subscribed to the Cardone Solutions Podcast wherever it is that you enjoy fine podcasts. And if you're getting value from it, if you hear something today that is helpful for you, I promise you, if it helped you, it's going to help somebody else. So make sure that you're sharing it out there, whether that's a tweet, throwing it up on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it is that you spend the most time on the social. Please share this so other people can benefit from it as well. And thank you in advance for doing that. And real fast, a word from our sponsor. The Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by Grant Cardone and Cardone University's coaching program. Okay, what's that? Let me tell you. Here's what we know at this point. 84% of managers literally too busy to train and develop their sales team the way they wish they could. Most managers got into management simply because they could produce. Not because, and they were never taught how to motivate people and transfer skill or any of those things that is important for working with a sales team. Okay. Lastly, though, and ironically, unfortunately, there is an 88% improvement in production, okay, and productivity when coaching and training gets involved. So, this is where we come in. Enter Cardone University's coaching program, where we literally become an extension of you and your management team. Here's what comes with. Full access to Cardone University, okay? 30 plus managed learning courses facilitated by a certified Cardone coach to guide you through the program in a way that increases sales volume, profitability, while reducing costs and expanding market share. And you get to have us at a fraction of the cost is what it would take to bring somebody inside to do that for you. Okay, so for a complimentary sales process and training analysis plus customized training proposal, shoot me a call, 310-777-0352. You can email me, david@grantcardone.com. Call me. Now on with the show. On with the show. Let's go. Okay, what's your sales IQ? I mean, do you know what you don't know about selling? I'll say that again. Do you know what you don't know about selling? I mean, is there even such a thing as a sales IQ? I mean, let's face it, the more you know about something, the better you're going to be at it, right? Okay, and so people will say that you've learned a foreign language. Like, here's the indicator. How do you know if you can speak a foreign language? Is that when you can think in that language, and that usually is an indication of mastery. So how well do you think with the language or in the language of sales? Okay. So here's a little quote from your Uncle G. Until you know what you don't know, you can't and you won't get any better. So the sign of a true professional here is a willingness to learn and an openness to continue to develop. So what are your strengths right now? But also, where can you improve? What's your opportunity for growth? And when you know your sales IQ, it will pinpoint exactly what you need the most help with. It will open the door to laser focus on the solution and improvement, and you'll see a marked movement in your stats, your sales statistics, okay? So here's a little short pop quiz. What is your certainty about your answers to the following questions? How long have you considered yourself a sales professional? How many books have you read on sales and selling? Better yet, how many books have you read on sales and selling this year? And based on your potential, like what you know you're truly capable of, where would you rate your current income? And then based on top producers in your industry, what percent do you think your current income level falls into? And then how critical do you believe selling is to the creation of revenue and the economy? And what do you think is the most important sale you will ever make? What is the number one rule of selling? Do you perceive pressure to be a bad thing? And what is the most important rule you need to know about all objections? So how did you feel about your certainty to the answer to those questions? And here's the bottom line. You have an obligation to yourself first, then to your family, then your employer, and last but not least, your community, and even the world, for that matter, to bring your A game. Okay, so if you're looking for the now what is bring your A game. And if you're not in the game, well, where are you? Every professional from athlete to soldier to lawyer to surgeon to actor, and yes, even now salesperson, trains and perfects their craft. And so if you're not making sure daily that you're bringing the best version of you to the table, then you're just an amateur. And just because you get paid for your efforts doesn't make you a professional. Michael Jordan played basketball with 102-degree fever. That's the sign of a pro. He was able to go inside himself and do whatever he needed to do so he could pull out what was needed to go out there and get the job done. And if that level is in him, then it's in you. Now, if you're thinking, well, hey, man, I'm not no champion basketball player, let me challenge you to approach your sales career as if you were. What would your day be like if you approached your job like MJ approaches b-ball? Quote, what you learn once, you are a professional, is more important than what you learn to become a professional. That's Vince Lombardi. One more time. What you learn once, you are a professional, is more important than what you learn to become a professional. Okay? So let's look at what makes a professional, shall we? Do you see the outcome before it happens? Are you committed completely to your success? Do you plan your work and then work your plan? Are you continuing to increase your intelligence? Persistence, you got some? How's your repeat business? What are your goals? Are you going all the way? Is your potential greater than the potential you're using? I mean, an honest answer to that question and those questions up there, that will tell you, okay? Next step is for you to make sure that you are operating at your fullest potential. And only you can hold yourself accountable for that because you're the only one that knows what that is. So Grant's got 7 key elements for you to make your sales training work, for you to increase your sales IQ on the regular, okay? And to make training stick in your life and if you are a business owner and you have a sales team in your company. Number 1, train every day. 2, make training easily available. 3, hit all levels of ability. 4, make sure it's quick and efficient. 5, solves problems in real time. 6, it's engaging. 7, trackable. So I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse. Should I do like a brand? No, I don't need to do Brando right now. I'm just going to make you an offer you can't refuse. If you're a leader, do you have a good group of salespeople who look to you for motivation and inspiration? If you're a manager and you're a leader, training your people every single day, it's something you need to do for them. But as I mentioned earlier, if you're one of the 84% that's too busy to coach and train and develop their team the way you wish you could, then here's this. Are you willing to look at and then isolate where you guys as a group are strong and then where you need the most help? Are you willing to do that? And then will you also look at how you can start immediately to play to your strengths while handling your weaknesses? And if you're up for it, then shoot me an email. David@grantcardone.com, and what we will do is a complimentary sales process and training analysis plus customized training proposal for you. And then we'll do a free coach call for your team so you guys can see what this is really about. What would that be worth? Think about that for a second. How many of your salespeople would you consider professional based on the things I just ran down? How many of your salespeople can see the outcome before it happens? How many of your salespeople are completely committed to their success? How many of your salespeople plan their work and work their plan? How many of your salespeople are continuing to increase their intelligence? How many of your salespeople are persistent to a fault? How many of your salespeople can rely on repeat business as their main source of income? How many of your salespeople have their goals dialed in? How many of your salespeople go all the way? Okay. If you need help getting them there, we can do that for you. Okay. Again, email david@grantcardone.com. Direct line here at the office, 310-777-0352. Individuals, where are you at on that professional scale? Okay. 7 elements to make training stick. Do it every single day. Make sure it's easy for you to do. Hits every single level of ability that you're at. It's quick and efficient, solves problems for you. You probably get plenty of training from the company. Let's start solving some problems, okay? You're engaged and you're tracking your results. That's what it takes, okay? So what don't you know, right? Because until you know what you don't know, you can't and you won't get any better. That's the quote for the day, right? Tweet that out. Tweet that to me. @DavidR.Bradley on the Twitter. Until you know what you don't know, you can't and you won't get any better. Quote unquote, and tag Grant in it too, @GrantCardone.com. Okay, this has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. What are you getting from this? Are you going to get to work at increasing your sales IQ? Hope so. Anything I can help with, please let me know. You got my number, you got the email address. I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, which is this, and you know what they are. You know what's coming, right? Be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.